staying together. We're still in the driver's seat. I mean, it's not a panic mode.
Oklahoman, Paul, considering the way you shot tonight and performed offensively, how does that make you feel coming off of this performance going into next season, whether it's here or elsewhere?
Feel good. You know,
Bruh.
One game just so happened to be the game that I need to play or make shots where we lose, you know, about five points. But
What you mean?
How formidable of an opponent is that you have coming up?
What you mean? Not really sure.
Before we get started, I just want to clarify that this isn't a hate video on Paul George and Russell Westbrook. Rather, this is an objective look on why they haven't been successful in the postseason so far, whether it's together or not. Right out the gate, let's just look at those post-game interviews that I had for this intro. The first one I showed you guys was Paul George responding to a Thunder reporter asking him how he felt ending the year on such a poor performance. And Paul George responded with, "Well, I feel good. This is the only game I played poor." And then he stopped himself and said, "The only game I didn't shoot well." So he didn't even want to admit that he played poorly, let alone in a game 6 in a must-win situation. And by the way, guys, I watched every game of that Jazz Thunder series. That was not the only game he played poorly. And it's not that he just didn't shoot well. He was a complete non-factor on both ends of the floor. I don't care what anybody says. Now let's get to Russell Westbrook. He went and just said, "I'm not sure," and he's just saying, "What you mean? What you mean?" Like, he just chooses not to understand anything. I don't know if it's on purpose or he just really doesn't get it, but he needs to look at himself in the mirror and understand that he is the problem, turning over the ball in key situations, missing shots, airballing shots, and I'm going to have all those clips in this video as well, so you'll be able to enjoy those. Alright, so the whole point of me making this video is the fact that Paul George and Russell Westbrook, whether it's together or apart, make it just as far, and they are the problem. Both fan bases are pissed at them right now. They're in the same situation. They choked pretty much. While they are both responsible for their team's demise, they're responsible in different ways. Paul George just doesn't acknowledge when he plays poorly, and so does Russell Westbrook. But the difference is Paul George likes to make excuses that have nothing to do with him. He completely evades questions, says he didn't play poorly, and blames it on the other team's strategy, or just says his opponent was too good that night and it was just our bad luck.
I don't care what anybody says. That's a bad shot. But hey, he made it.
Why'd you put yourself in that situation? Why were you guys down 3-1? Why'd you let him make that shot to end the series? It's not just that shot that was the reason why you guys lost. For that opening interview, why wouldn't you feel bad to end the season on a horrible game in which your team lost the series? I'd feel like dog shit. I'd want to go out there the next year. Look at Donovan Mitchell's responses to this stuff.
We shouldn't have even been in this situation. That's where a lot of the emotion comes from. There were so many things we can go to. This is me scratching the surface. I know what I can do. I know what I worked for. I know how hard I work, and I know how hard this team has worked. And this won't be the end of it. And that's one thing. And that's really what's fueling me, because this ain't it. Like, this ain't the end. This is just the beginning, man.
It hurts, but we move on. You know, again, year one together, first run together. Of course, we wanted to win this, but we've been very optimistic about us being together and building something going down the road.
Donovan Mitchell's out here like, "We shouldn't even been in that situation, but this isn't the end of us. I'll be back next year, and you better believe it." He's guaranteeing that he'll be back even better than ever. And Paul George is just like, "I feel good." Donovan Mitchell's out here crying. Do you think he feels good about losing? Paul George feels good about losing. He doesn't care. He'll go fish or something. I don't know. He doesn't give a damn. So why do you think he's going to improve every year? Why do we keep expecting different results every year? All right, let's get back to Russell Westbrook. The guy that just can't seem to play a game without getting in an altercation of some sort. He slaps a fan when he loses. He slaps Rondo's brother when he loses, figuratively. He just doesn't seem to know when to stop. He's not focused in the game. He's always focused on his opponent. He's focused on Damian Lillard, and then Damian Lillard cooks him. And he's focused on Ricky Rubio, and then Ricky Rubio cooks him. And then he's focused on the next guy. He's not focused on his team, what he can do to win. He's always focusing on, how am I going to own this guy? He plays way too aggressive, way too fast. He's been doing this for years now, and yet he hasn't seemed to connect the dots as to why his team is always getting flamed out in the playoffs. As I go through both these two players, it seems pretty obvious as to why they always get bounced in the first round now, doesn't it? You have one guy that doesn't care and will always make excuses, and you have one guy that cares too much and will burn his team down in the process. I'm just going to give you guys my opinion right now. I don't think either of these guys will ever win a championship, and they're both Hall of Famers and good players, but this is as far as they go, and I'm sad to say it because, I mean, Russell Westbrook's my YouTube AVI picture. Like, I love the guy, but it's just, how many times do I gotta watch this, dude? How much pain do you gotta put me through? But let me know if I'm wrong. Do you think either of them will win a championship? I mean, Paul George is in a better situation than Russell Westbrook is, but at the same time, I still just don't see either of them breaking through. I think Kawhi, honestly, or Paul George will leave or something in these next upcoming seasons. I don't see them finishing it out here. I don't see them winning together. Golden State's going to be back in action, and we don't know where Giannis is going to go, and there's going to be so much moving parts. I just see them making it maybe to the Western Conference Finals at some point, or maybe even the Finals, and that's where their story will end. And as for Russell Westbrook, I mean, it's pretty obvious he's not going anywhere. Second round exits, probably the rest of his career. But let me know if I'm wrong. Let me know where you guys think, are they going to win? Are they going to win a ring? Let me know in the comments. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you're new. I'm out. Russell Westbrook puts me in Spain without the S.